got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
No good cops in a racist system.
No good cops in a racist system.
No good cops in a fascist system.
No good cops in a racist system. No good cops in a racist system.
I want to shout out everybody who stuck with us this whole way. Y'all are amazing. We're gonna pull around at Dilworth Plaza. In a little bit, Tora Trump's Hate is gonna join us for a Havdalah service. Food Not Bombs is here. They brought some food and refreshments. We also have some other pizza on the way as well.
We got pizza.
That would be both of it. All right, so maybe all of it. But so we're gonna get together, and we're very serious about this 60 days of struggle coming up, because this is gonna be a make or break moment for humanity. And we're gonna get down to brass tacks about how we're gonna be in the streets in a very big way on September 15th when Trump comes to Philadelphia. When is it? When is it? What day is it? That's right, so I think that's next Tuesday. So we're gonna be out there, we're gonna talk about what it's gonna mean to get there. We've planned two things, a sign making party and a Zoom meeting to organize for that event. But we want to start getting together about what it's going to look like right now. So join us in Dilworth Park. We're going to unload some stuff that we're going to eat. We're going to talk. We're going to relax a little bit. But we're going to get into this very serious topic. And Tora Trump's Hate's going to be here probably around a little bit before 9 o'clock. And so join us, and we're going to get into this. And if you haven't gotten one of these pamphlets, it has some very deep information about what we're going to be doing nationwide.
And we're going to end the way we started. Fist up. I mean, we're not ending. We're ending the march. But we're not over. We're going to eat. We're going to talk. We're going to do Havdalah service. Fist up.
Fist up, fight back.
No, we will not stand aside.
We will not stand aside.
While there is still a chance.
While there is still a chance.
To stop a regime.
To stop a regime.
That imperils humanity.
That imperils humanity.
And the earth itself.
And the earth itself.
This must be our time.
Our time.
Not Trump.
Not Trump.
Not its fascist doom.
Not its fascist doom.
We won't become collaborators on a march to a racist genocide. We won't hand the future to scorchers of the planet. We will not rest. We will not rest until this fascist regime is driven from power. In the name of humanity. We refuse to accept. A fascist America. We will show the world. That we rose. Many acting together. To change the course of history. We're gonna stay in the streets. We're gonna bring others with us. And we're not gonna stop. We are not gonna stop. Until this demand is won. Trump Pence out now.
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 Woo!
One more little thing. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is democracy.
Exactly. Thank you.
They can read them. Wednesday.
One of our pizza.
Can I get everybody's attention for like 20 seconds? Anybody who lives outside of Bowie, or if you even live in Bowie and you don't have any trouble getting out to Delaware County, I'm here with Delco Resist myself. If you heard about what happened on August 1st, we were attacked in Ridley Township by a group of Trump supporters that came to protest our march. We are going back to Ridley Township on September 19th. That is Saturday, September 19th at 2 p.m. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at Delco Resist. That is an S at the end, Delco Resist. Thank you. We love y'all. Also, tomorrow, here, City Hall, 5 o'clock, Act Up, WBWC, and a couple other organizations are challenging Mayor Kinney on his attempt to shut down the JTG encampments again. Be here tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
Okay. Trying to why is it fogging up so much? Hello. So, the group of us, the march, it died off a little bit near the end. I think we're about half to maybe 60% of the people that showed up at the beginning. Completely understand, considering the fact that we've been out here for about 3.5 hours as of this point. The speeches started about 5 p.m. and the let's see, right now it's about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. People are just getting food from the Food Not Bombs group over there. I think they have pizza, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you very much for those guys for coming out to get that. They said that there's going to be a protest tomorrow at 5 p.m. To resist the taking down or the eviction of the homeless encampment, which is over by one of the parks that way, not far from the art museum. We were out there a couple times before. Which was rowdy or quiet? The protest and the march here, or the homeless encampment, or what? Because in Philadelphia, it's been 100% peaceful for 3 months. We had some incidents at the beginning of the George Floyd situation back in May going into June. You can find that online. I wasn't there to record it, but as of June 6th, I was here. I recorded the 100,000 people marching from the Art Museum down to City Hall and back. That was completely peaceful, and it's been peaceful since then.
Right now we're waiting for George Trump's sake. They're going to probably start around 9 o'clock.
This has been loud, but it's been completely peaceful. And actually yesterday we had a group of people join the protests. Sorry, I'm gonna let her speak.
We have chalk. People should chalk and make our stand here today. And then also we're inviting everyone to an open mic right now. Why did you come here? If there's different people from different cities and different towns, talk about what you're going to be doing in the next 60 days. What kind of work that you want to do? Jeremy, you're going to be up next. Justin, come on up. Justin, shut up. Friends right here, think about what you want to say right here.
So yeah, just a mention before they go on. I let them in the background there. We had a blackout group, fully decked out black from top to bottom, eyes pretty much covered, hands, gloves, and stuff like that. They had umbrellas. They almost tried to hijack the protest march yesterday when we were going from City Hall here, around, out, and then coming back. Thankfully, there was no violence in that situation. I feel like if there wasn't cameras on them, that there's always a possibility. They were the type that could have been like in other cities. But if anything, if they did intend violence, they chickened out. So that's good. Like I said, Philadelphia has been peaceful for 3 months. We're not here for violence. We're not here for rioting. That's not our message.
Probably like really scared, shitting their pants. But I mean, this is what happens when we have a government that can't listen to the people, right? A government that doesn't understand the needs of the people. And this is the biggest flaw of our country. Biggest flaw. Keep getting on camera, man. This needs to be heard. So again, my name's Justin. By day, I'm a mental health therapist. So what I do is I practice therapy every day. And I work at a substance abuse clinic right now in Philly. And basically, I clean up the messes that the cops clean up. That's kind of how I've been kind of seeing it in a way lately. Because we have a lot of messed up policies that are happening right now in our country that have been happening for a long time. Arresting people for minor drug charges, all kinds of shit. If you don't know the stats, then you need to know the stats, because the United States has 25% of the world's prison population, and we have 4% of the world's population. So just like think about that stat real quick. If you're a police officer and you don't know that stat, then you are like not even living in this reality. So I really hope that everybody understands that. With that said, I feel like there's a lot of fear, paranoia that's happening in our country right now. So I think, I just want to say it's important we all take time for self-care, police included. Like, guys, make sure you get the stuff you need to do, because honestly, when things go wrong, it's not because you missed a 3-foot putt, it's because you're not fucking taking care of yourself and you don't know how to do your job. Okay? Self-care, straight up. Like, it's really important. It's really important. I made a quick list of the 3 most radical things you can do right now in this country, and it goes like this. Number 1, take care of yourself. Back to the self-care, take care of yourself. Number 2, educate yourself. Educate yourself. This is important for the police. This is important for us. This is important for everybody here. And the 3rd most important thing is to refuse an oppressive government. We need to refuse a government that's oppressive. This is really important, because if you don't do that, then you may not be able to do the other 2, right? So we got to make sure we're doing all 3. We're educating ourselves, we're taking care of ourselves, and we're refusing a government that's oppressing its people. So that's what I wanted to say for today. Again, keep showing each other love, keep it coming out, and God bless everybody. Cool.
Give it up for
Turn up bombs, turn up bombs. Shout out, shout out.
Give it up to
Tell you keep ordering pizza. She killed it.
Fair enough,
Every
bombs!
time.
Anne Marie is coming around with the donation bucket if you want to chip in.
And yeah, get up here. And let's give our respect to Mr.
Bob Smith!
Bob Smith! Bob Smith,
Bob
you man.
Smith, for anyone to
I spoke with you earlier about the purveyor of mass devastation that is Donald Trump. Only one person this evening, namely Sam, spoke about nuclear weapons. When you think of the sheer depth of threat and of evil of Donald Trump, just remember he is no further than 5 feet away from what is called the football. The football is what will launch all U.S. nuclear weapons. Just think about that. I don't want you to stay up tonight. I want you to get back out. I want you to realize that that threatens you and your children. That threatens your very, very existence and its future. That's what you're fighting for. You're fighting for your future. Thank you all very much.
Refuse a fascist future! Hey. It is a peaceful protest. It's been peaceful all night.
Hey everyone, this is our open mic.
We're probably, like right now, people are eating after the march, and we're probably going to be dispersing after this. It's been peaceful for 3 months.
Why are you out here today?
Hey, I'm Nora. I'm 23 years old. I live right in Washington Square Park. That's the park, around the park.
Mic up!
Talk about how I heard about it. Hey, I'm Nora. Can you hear me? Raise your hand if you can hear me. You guys? I want to share about how I heard about RefuseFascism. It was actually through a march. I was one of the people on the street eating after COVID. Yeah. So I have a lot of love for people passing by. But
Yeah, the only problem we had was yesterday there was a group of blacked out individuals, head to toe, completely black, gloves and everything like that. They were huddled together very tightly. They had a large black sign that said "Fuck the police." They showed up to a march that was organized by some other people. They tried to take front on that march. I was there recording, so I got them all on video if you want to check it out from the recording yesterday. And essentially what happened was, if they did have any intention for violence, there was a bunch of people that were confronting them, that were overshadowing them, and were putting cameras trained on them, including myself. And hopefully, thankfully, nothing went violent yesterday. If there was any intention, we deterred them. And that's the intention for the protest lately. 3 months of peacefulness. This is Philadelphia. We're doing peaceful protests, and that's deliberate, and that's what we demand.
Whether this is your millionth time in a protest or whether it's your first time, that's all I've got. I'm just so happy to be here. I'm so happy to feel so welcome here.
This makes a difference too, because when we are on the streets, part of that is being visible and bringing forward new people. RefuseFascism is not a clique. This is not a clique. This is not something that we do as a
Well, I've been live streaming for 3 months, mostly on weekends when I'm not working, and we've been sticking to it.
It is the battle of our lifetime.
And mainstream media, yeah, they're not going to cover it. If things get violent, things get damaged here or anything like that, they'll cover that. But they won't cover the fact that we've been peaceful for this entire time, since the first instances in the beginning of the movement. There were people upset. There were people that were inciting violence back in May, and there was a violent response from the police back in June. But as of June 6th, it's been peaceful. There was 100,000 people that marched from the Art Museum down to the City Hall and back around. Completely 100% peaceful.
is it's millions of people like you, like what you've done today, and it's actually going out and bringing forward more people. And more people with more ideas to make it much more dynamic. That is the only way this can look. The vision for September 5th was hundreds of people that would actually go out there and bring forward thousands. And then from those thousands, we could forward hundreds of thousands. And from that point, we would actually have to bring forward millions. That is our goal. It is not an unrealistic goal.
What are you talking about?
RefuseFascism's website.
There's nobody else here.
And you can hear from Andy Z, one of the co-founders, because it is actually possible to actually stop the killing regime before November 3rd. And the reason that it's actually possible, that even in 60 days or less than 60 days, that we can actually stop
This is the end of the protest. This is after the march.
Huge contradiction between what Trump and Pence are calling for and the millions of people in the street.
Protest was from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is now 8:40 p.m.
One police murder away from rising up. That is how bad it is. The tension is thick. And every city and every town in this country knows it. And the question is, will we respond now, or will we respond when something horrific happens? And we are calling on people to actually take responsibility, to be conscientious and say, no, we're going to take responsibility and bring forward millions more. I want to open up again to anyone want to speak. Did you want to speak?
We had several hundred people in the protest at the beginning, around 5 p.m. and going into 6 p.m. Then, the fact that we were marching for so long, it was dying off. No, it wasn't weak. It was actually a really good march.
So everyone, I want you to really right now. Please take out your smartphones, please. Everyone take out your smartphones. Take out your smartphones. We're going to trick the algorithm tonight on Instagram or Facebook. Take a selfie, and hashtag out now. Let's get this visible on social media as much as possible right now. Take a selfie, take a picture of your hand, goddamn it, take a picture of these beautiful flowers if you want to.
And man, you're live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch.
Let's get some global visibility, and let's get this around. Millennials, I appreciate y'all for continuing and carrying the torch of change. We're deciding to say to these officers, I don't give a damn. We're deciding to sit here and cancel out white supremacy. And we're starting with the root of it, Trump. And we're going to work our way to the motherfucking ground. To legislators, after Trump, to the Senate, to the councilmen, even to this racist-ass mayor. We're going to get them all out of here. But first we have to start with Trump.
It's all of them, man. This march was specifically Trump, Pence out now. But we are a Black Lives Matter movement in support as well, but also the fact that we're all a movement together. That's sort of the point, is that we're all in this together. We recognize the problem and we're resisting it.
And let's also keep in mind how effed up this president is. And how effed up his views.
No, go back to the beginning of the speeches. There's been a clear message back then. We can have multiple messages.
This is the kind of person we have to get out of office.
Oh man, we stand together. We're all in this. We got a bunch of different messages, and they have to be said.
Please come out tomorrow, ACT UP, BBWC, along with a lot of other grassroots organizations. We'll be sitting here continuing the fight to sit here and keep the continuation of the encampment in North Philly.
It's right here at 5 o'clock p.m.
I don't know why it's like getting all foggy.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name's Anthony Simpson. I came out here from Lansdale, Pennsylvania today to march with you guys. We've been working as a coalition for a little over 2 months now. We're working with Montgomery Activists United. When they told us about what RefuseFascism was doing, we wasted no time getting out here and getting involved. I think, if anything, the one thing when we decided to get involved with our community, we knew that we had an opportunity to reach out further. And we're going to take every opportunity we can get to keep hooking up with groups like RefuseFascism, Narco Activists United, and some of the other ones that we've come across that are looking for these united messages. I know if anything, we're just going to keep showing up. We're going to show up here. We keep showing up in our towns, showing up in Norristown. We look forward to showing up in Delco in another week or so. And we're just going to keep showing up and showing out. So I want to thank y'all for letting us be out here tonight. Fuck Trump, fuck Pence. We're going to get these guys out of there. And it's only just begun. Keep doing what y'all are doing.
Hi everybody, I'm Steffi. Been organizing RefuseFascism for a couple of years now. Just want to say it's great that we're all out here. They want to call us an angry mob. Of course we're angry, but I feel the love, our dedication to equality, our love for humanity. I'd like to read part of the Constitution. So it is time for this country to live up to its promises. Its promises of equality, that the power of the government is in its people's hands. So back in 1776, this was written: "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever a form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness." But 244 years later, look at where we are. We're a country ran by a government that doesn't look out for our best interests. We're plagued with systemic racism, homophobia. Systematic racism runs really deep. We need to think about income inequality, about education equality. Right there, clear as day, it states the power should reside with the people to secure our safety and happiness. Well, I say, are we happy under this government? Do we feel safe? No, especially not black people.
There's drum marchers. I'm not aware of them. I'd like to go record that as well. I don't hear any of them here.
This country was never really great. Was it great when women couldn't vote? Was it great when we took the land from the Native Americans? Was it great when we had slaves? Now, since that point, we've had a lot of progress just from being on the streets. If we weren't on the streets, the Mississippi flag wouldn't be taken down. If we weren't on the streets, those Confederate statues wouldn't have been toppled over. If we weren't on the streets, town hall meetings wouldn't be happening. If we weren't on the streets, then they wouldn't be talking about banning chokeholds. But the fact of the matter is that George Floyd did not die from a chokehold. He died, he was murdered by the hands of the police. Now, we cannot be bamboozled by these concessions, by these little things they want to do. Norristown has a mural that just got approved. Well, that's pretty, okay? That's great. But we need real action. We need to defund nothing less. We need concrete,
Thank you very much, man.
systematic change. And the only way to accomplish that in our lifetime is mass, sustained, nonviolent protest. We're not on the street. They already are. We cannot stand for this anymore. As you heard, in the Constitution, it says that we have the right to abolish and rebuild this country, this system. The system is broke. Question is, can there be a good cop in this system? I don't think so. Now, a little bit, my brother is a police officer in San Diego, so it is a very touchy subject. But what I say is fuck the fascist police. I say that these racist cops gotta go. I say there is no good cop in this shit system. There's not. So we must stay on the streets. We must tear down the system because it's not good for anybody except for white, straight men with money. That's it. Thanks for being out here, everybody.
Think it's loud enough, Dad? I think the biggest thing is
No, like what is it? The only cop was killed in this whole thing was killed by another cop.
I did just want to take this minute to say a few quick words. I know I was emceeing and stuff, and so people heard my voice all day. So I understand if you don't want to hear it anymore. But that's not going to happen. But I did just want to say one thing about, well, I want to say a lot of things, but I wanted to say about why we do these actions the way we do in a little bit. We bring people together around this specific demand from Pence out now. And we bring people together in a way to express that outrage, and also in a way to like, where people who like have very different ideas of what that means, and very different ideas of what comes next after that, are able to express that together. I disagree about that openly. And I think it's really important that people who have been able to, and that sometimes that messes up the momentum and the rhythm of everything. But I think it's extraordinarily important for any movement. If you actually want real strength in it, you can't just rely on rhythm. You can't just rely on spontaneity. You need people to come out because they're outraged, but actually every time you need to advance. You need to take it further every moment that you're together and able to unite people. And so that's what we try to do when we're out here, is deepen and strengthen this movement every chance that we get. Does anyone else want to come up and say a few words? I know I just heard from George Trump tape, they're on the way. They should be here a little bit before 9.
Thank you, Mark. I'm not going to take up much time with this, but I think we should all just thank Mark, thank Sam, thank everybody who's involved in any way for putting this event together this afternoon and this evening. Let's hear for all of them. Let's hear for Food Not Farms. Let's hear for everybody who came out and was part of this event. And I just want to encourage, I hope you can all hear me. I just want to encourage everybody to stay involved, no matter what happens in the months ahead. including what happens at election
That's
November
good.
3rd.
I just want to be like,
Stay
if you guys are
involved.
eating, I just keep you straight in front of it.
Let's face it, even if one of the orange
I haven't
man
got
and
any
his
food
cronies
yet.
get thrown out of office, Trumpism is going to continue.
I generally
That
don't
kind
have
of
that. I take one.
oral, for lack of a better word, that none of us can stand is still going to be out here. Is still going to be out there in the United States and the world for who knows how long to come. And
We got like bagels and stuff. There's, I think, some pizza or something. There's a group called Food Not Bombs in Philadelphia that hand out food at the protests and stuff.
Stay involved, not just the months ahead, but again after November.
Especially
3rd.
trying to help
And,
out
let's
people
keep
who
all
are
this
in hardship
going.
during the
Thank you again,
pandemic.
each and every one of you, for coming out and being part of this today and tonight. And we hope to see you back after your future events, of course, including September 13th, Sunday, sign making, and Tuesday, September 15th, when the Orange Man will be in town, and we can all let him know in person just exactly how we feel about him. So, I'm excited to see everybody out there then. Thank you.
Careful, yeah. Fuck Trump.
All right, one thing I want to say is, fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump.
Fuck Trump. Let's go. Fuck Trump. He is taking over my whole fucking area. Fuck Trump. I hate him. He's a fascist, and he is bringing this country down no matter what color. Fuck him. That's what I gotta say right there. Fuck him. My whole area is entire. They're all conservatives. They're all sucking Trump's dick. Fuck him. Fuck 12. Fuck Trump. That's all I gotta say.
Fuck
really.
Trump cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, fascism didn't work. You can ask Hitler. He's dead. Fascism didn't work. You can ask that the Holocaust. Screw them. Screw them all. That's what I gotta say.
This is a Refuse Fascism event. We're talking about building a non-violent sustained movement to drive out Trump. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll jump on this.
Hey guys, a couple things here. One, I wanted to mention as we're going through the going into the elections that we see that a lot of people are very disliking of Joe Biden as the Democratic nominee. Completely understand that. I'm also very disliking of him. As of this time, we have the choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. There's those other options like the Green Party and stuff like that, but as of this point, we have those two options. We would love to be able to see something happen that either Donald Trump or Joe Biden wasn't the option. We could possibly get a better option going through there. But I just wanted to mention that there is a movement going online now It's small but building up. Dr. Cornel West was actually on the convention that happened a few days ago for Movement for a People's Party, which is trying to start a whole new coalition to take the momentum of our movement to refuse fascism, to resist the corporatist, neoliberal agenda that's happening in the Democratic Party here, and trying to say we need a better option, we need a People's Party to represent us. That's great. I wish I could turn the camera around. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that there is a movement. If you guys are interested, there's a People's Convention that had happened several days ago. There's a movement online, People's Convention. The People's Party is trying to start up, trying to get momentum, trying to get build up, and trying to get foothold. Hopefully we can unite the left, the liberals, the people who are independent, who don't like either party or anything like that, and trying to come together to say, in the next 4 years, we can build a movement to resist the two-party system. Now, I just wanted to also mention that a lot of people have a fear that if they vote for a third-party candidate, that they would wind up voting for or wind up giving the opportunity for the opposition to win. Completely understand that. That's why I also advocate for ranked choice voting. We need to do away with first past the post voting and make sure that if one person gets too little votes, that they have the opportunity to shift those votes to the next best person. Right now, the minority that gets the majority wins. That's wrong. We need 50% or more for a viability as president. It's ridiculous that first past the post voting is still in place in America. This is forcing us to have strategic voting and a duopoly. That's what they want.
Okay, stay in contact. Yeah. You guys want to do any outreach? So you don't have social media. So I got it all.
Did you guys see the rat in the background? I think a rat just ran across there. Thanks, man. Personally, I have to vote for Joe Biden. I'm in Pennsylvania. It's a swing state. I am very much against Donald Trump. This is strategic voting, but I completely recognize that. But I have to vote Joe Biden for in my conscience to make sure that Trump doesn't have a second term and become an even further fascist regime.
Moving forward.
I'm personally a Bernie Sanders guy, so I would have really liked to have him take the nomination, but obviously the Democratic Party is also corrupt. They rigged the election and they fucked over Bernie Sanders a second time.
I'm a teacher, but not a professor. I teach fine. If everybody can come a little bit closer while still, distancing.
I'm at 5% battery, so I do have
come a little bit closer.
to break down my phone. If I'm going to keep recording, I'm going to have to keep charging it then.
$5 service, and we want to give them our respect.
I'm personally not a libertarian. I don't believe that we need more free market. I think we need a better regulated market.
Come over. I think she has cups.
I do believe in socialist
And we're gonna
democracy, social
we're
democracy,
gonna welcome
socialist programs that are, support the environment,
Mark
support people, support those who are in need, and to avoid corporate exploitation of the people.
And I want to introduce first Mark Lucher, who's a Temple professor, to come up first.
Yeah, he's trying to get onto the mic. I'm good now.
Hello. I would usually say that I'm very glad to be here, but I am not glad to be here. None of us are glad to be here. There's not a single person standing here who's glad to be here. There's no reason to be glad to come out to a rally, to come out to an event, to protest something that our country fought against 75 years ago and thought that they defeated.
Yeah!
But they didn't defeat it, did they? It's been boiling under the surface, and we have not looked closely enough until we have no choice but to look closely enough. So to come out here,
have a good day, man.
That I'm glad to be here. I really want to, but I can't, and I shouldn't.
Thanks for joining the stream.
None of you should either. But we should be glad that we're here for each other because we need to be. I also usually prepare my comments before I get up and speak. But you cannot script out a response to fascism. Fascism does not respond to scripts. Fascism does not respond to rules. And fascism sure as hell does not respond to law. Law is not something that fascism cares about, or that fascists care about. And that's why every single person is here right now, and that's why people were demonstrating earlier today. I teach religion at Temple University. It has been a great honor to be there for the last 12 years. And it has been a terrible tragedy to see what has been happening around this university and around this country for the last 4 years, but really for years leading up to that as well. There is a myth in the ancient world. One of those myths, a myth of creation, is that whenever the gods created the world, they were able to wipe away the forces of evil, but they were not able to get rid of the forces of evil.
Have you not seen the, was it 12 signs of fascism? He's met the mark on all 12 items.
They come back to consume humanity. Well, if you look around right now, it really feels like the forces have come back to consume humanity. Those chaos monsters have not gone away. They have come back, and we have to be vigilant to make sure that we can push them aside again. So how do we do that? We do that by coming to events like this. Even if there's 50 people, even if there's 10 people, stand up and be counted. And every single person here is standing up to be counted. That's one way you fight them. Another way you fight them, you get your ass out of there and vote. You get everybody you know to vote. You get people who you don't know to vote. You get online and you get as many people as you possibly can to talk about voting. That's what you do. That's how you fight it. That's the only thing we have left. And God damn it, we had better use it or we are all in big trouble. There's something else you can do. Anytime somebody says to you online that you're just some kind of online jockey sitting in an armchair and that your online comments don't matter, you tell them to go to hell. And you tell them that because if there's one thing that the fascists have been able to do, if there's one thing that white supremacists have been able to do for years and do very effectively, is use online resources to recruit and indoctrinate people. So we have to fight fire with fire. If somebody gives you a hard time about being online and saying something online and pushing back to people online who are spreading diseased ideas, you keep on pushing. You tell them that other people have to keep on pushing as well, because online is not adjacent to life. Online is real life. What we say on social media, what we say on Facebook, what we say on Twitter.
You don't see forcible suppression of opposition?
That matters more than anything else that we can say in the privacy of our own homes.
They sent the National Guard and federal agents into Portland to fight opposition there.
That's how you fight.
That's literally what he did.
You fight it by getting in the faces, well, not now during a pandemic, but figuratively. Getting in the faces of people who are willing to capitulate. Getting in the faces of people who are saying, it's not my fight. Because if we really want to secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, we make it our fight. Or we have no liberty. We have no future. And we are not going to let that happen. Thank you for your time and attention.
It's a gimbal.
Get out to vote.
Hohem.
God bless you all.
It's
I don't risk driving there and hear about it, so price. The price is too much.
well, this is $150. This one's $150.
Yeah,
it's not that
pricey.
bad. Well, I mean, there's like $500 ones and stuff, so this is on the lower end. But I felt I wanted to invest into the live streaming to be able to do this, and I've been live streaming for like 3 months, so I've gotten a good value out of this thing. They shot fireworks at the people, and they lit garbage on fire next to the building. The building was never going to be on fire. And there were literal weeks of protests in Portland. Like the entire city would be completely burned down right now, but no, it's still standing very strong. The protesters are not violent. Much of them are not violent. The police have been extremely violent towards them.
And usually, sometimes I've been looking online. Sometimes it's like people that are not actually for the protesters that they work at C's, like they're actually Trump supporters, and they're actually causing.
Yeah, inciting violence, insurgent people in there, plants from the police. I've seen that as well, where like they'll pose as a protester, but they'll come in and they'll be trying to incite violence, or they'll try to be leading protesters in directions they're not supposed to be. Just yesterday, actually, we had a new occurrence in Philadelphia after 3 months of peaceful protests. We had people decked out from decked out from head to toe, complete black, huddled together behind a big black sign that said "Fuck the police," and they looked like, if anybody were to be considered Antifa, they looked like they would be considered the type of...
Over there.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Thankfully, if they were intending any kind of violence, we seem to have deterred them. It was both the organizers for the protest, myself with other people